environmental performance evaluation, 4 parts are there. So what is first part is called planning. 117 types of industries available in India according to Central Pollution Control Board. Can we evaluate each and every industry and its sub branch? For IT service alone, you have Wipro, you have TCS, you have Tech Mahindra. For one service, you have different organizations. So when we are classifying all of them, it will be covering large numbers. Now, how to evaluate this in a collective manner, which is the class. How to do evaluation? First, planning. In planning, select the parameters. How they will check the parameters is depending upon their product. Imagine there is a dairy industry. What is their product? They provide milk to us, they provide paneer, they provide then kowas, etc. These things are coming from dairy industry. Now for that industry, what are the types of waste available? You have to plan. So it will be organic waste or chemical waste. Organic waste, isn't it? So we don't use any chemicals in dairy industry. So their evaluation should be different. When you are going into chemical industry, example, textile industry. Textile is basically using chemicals for coloring. So chemical oriented parameters and waste will be higher. Next, take down automobile industry. For an automobile industry, their waste will be metal products, electronic gadgets, which will be higher. Now you take another example of paint industry. We are using paints. Paints is a large industry. Asian paints and certain paints are available in stock industry. Why? Because they are delivering the product in much higher level and their transaction is higher. Like that, depending upon the industry, the evaluation differs. Planning, the selection criteria should be there. Do. What do you mean by do is the further criteria. Gathering data. When doing the manufacture, they gather the data. Analyzing data created, which are received, evaluation and reporting. This is the process. Analyzing process will be completely covered in do. Now, what is next thing is check. What they will check is after analyzing, they have to take some decision. That is called check. So, how they will do it? By conducting audits. You will be having internal audits and external audits. The management review is another example, and corrective action. Corrective action is after analyzing, after deciding, they have to do the corrective action. Yes. Environmental performance evaluation is a tool. So this is not a flow diagram, just not a flow diagram, it is a tool. It is applicable for all industries. So I will, in further slides, I will explain it by using any example. Evaluating the environmental performance is an ongoing process. Every year they will do evaluation and plan, do, check, act. This has to be done yearly and the performance has to be improved for every financial year. The activities, products, services, this whole three things will be evaluated. Now, when we are looking into planning parameter, you have to check from the scratch. When we are doing evaluation for any organization, you imagine you are the environmental auditor. You go to an industry, you are evaluating. What are the parameters you have to plan? First is planning. So in planning, you have to check all the day-to-day activities. The industry, how they plan a day's activity. From morning 9 a.m. the industry is being started. So up to 6 p.m. what they do, day-to-day activities has to be planned. And the overall spectrum of your activities, products and service. Imagine per day 100 number of vehicles go out from your industry. You have to take a note. What are the vehicles going? What are the weight of vehicle, light vehicle or heavy vehicle? You have to take a note. What service you do? How much product you produce? How much waste you generate? This is called footprints. Footprints are whatever you are doing is called a footprint. So in an industry, how much energy they consume has to be taken for plan. Emission. If they manufacture, they have emission, then nitrogen footprint. If they have, you have to take land footprint. Either they dispose their waste in a land, how much area of disposal is happening per day, which has to be identified. Then biodiversity, if they are constantly cutting a trees, imagine you have a furnishing shop. Furnishing shop, what they will do? They will manufacture products. They manufacture furnitures. How they manufacture? By using wood. So if they consume one wood, the biodiversity is being damaged. So they have to take biodiversity concern also. So ecological footprint, similarly, we have to look water footprint, carbon. How much water they consumed per day, how much carbon exhausted. This is planning. Planning is how many parameters they have to take is planning. Next thing is do. Here is an example I have given. In right hand side you can see a chart. What are the things available? It is a car manufacturing industry. They have started evaluating this. Environmental performance evaluation they have done. From which year they have started? 1999. Before 25 years. Now you have the axis for the year. You can see vehicles produced. How much vehicle they have produced in 1999? 20 lakhs of cars. How much energy they consume? 3.5 megawatt per vehicle. For manufacturing a single car, they have consumed 3.5 megawatt. Year by year, how much car they have manufactured and how much watts, how much energy they consume. So this is given here, and you can see the graph here. In 1999, what is the peak energy used? In 2001, they have used 4 megawatt. And you check that at 2017, how much megawatt is available? They have reduced to 2 megawatt. So for manufacturing, they consume energy. This is one parameter. You can check energy per vehicle is 3.9, nearly 4. From 4 to 1.95 they have reduced. So how much energy they have reduced? 50% of energy. Imagine 1000 units is being consumed, only 500 units they are consuming in the 2017 year. This is what their improvement in the years. Next one is total water consumed per car manufacturing, per use of water, which is 5.3 meter cube of water. And how much CO2 is emitted, which is being taken, and you see volatile organic compounds, CO2 per vehicle is 1.1 in the year of 2017, in 2000. But in 2017 you check how much it is reduced, 0.5, nearly 50% they improve. And waste to landfill, this is being dumped in the land, 40.3 of kg per unit they have dumped in 2000 year, and in 2017 it is drastically reduced to 1.3. The organization should calculate all these things. This is called Environmental Performance Index, EPI. They say a parameter called EPI. What do you mean by that? Environmental Performance Index. How the company performs per year in aspect of environment. How much CO2 emitted and target of CO2. They will set. The comparison indicate is a progress in performance of environmental protection. Yes. Third one is check and act. Planning, doing, checking is two things. What are they? They will do management review and internal audit. After doing all this thing, can you tell any suggestion for this car manufacturing unit? What is most higher? Carbon is being reduced to drastic level. CO2 emission. The consumption of water, they are doing in 50% only. Consumption of energy, they are consuming 50% of improvement is there. So they have to concentrate on here. Like that, there should be a review. It might be in environmental audit or management review. So achieved effectiveness, how much achievement they have done, advancement. Is there any process of technology for manufacturing? Either they have improved, they will check, and appropriateness, source of data. If they are collecting this much data, there might be sources. How they collect water, how much water they consume, how they collect, there is a source. Method of collection and quality of data. These things comes under check and act. Now, have you seen in their website, the Tech Mahindra have an environmental policy. In previous classes, I have disclosed Apple industry. Even if you want to place in Apple, they have environmental policy. Imagine this is an Indian organization. They have environmental policy. This is the Bangalore campus. How much service they do? You can see this. The service desk, technical assistance center, supply chain. What do you mean by supply chain? The products, how they distribute from other countries to India. Financial and accounting, GIS service. So we are using Google Map, no? The Google Map service also they do. Google has only center in United States, isn't it? But how they get data in India? They have all the roads, all the water lines. Wherever you have obstructions, the data goes to Google. How the data goes? Tech Mahindra do that service. They do service for the Google people and they identify the road, the network, and then they will supply. So GIS service they do and analytics. These are the different service they do. Policy is established almost to all the establishment of Tech Mahindra. Who are all the person who involved in this environmental policy? The Tech Mahindra organization, employees and the partners who are all partnering the organization. Everybody should come in the environmental policy. Greenhouse gas emission, GHG. What do you mean by that? Greenhouse gas emission, and improve environmental performance. They are committed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Reduce, recover and recycle. If they are not manufacturing, they have services. When they are using the vehicles, the greenhouse gas has been emitted. Even though they are not manufacturing certain things, they have electronic products. So these products, when it is out of the organization, they check this greenhouse gas emission. They comply all the applicable laws and regulations. What are the laws? India have environmental policy, no? National environmental policy. We have 14 policies. It is applicable, and the improvement efficiency of their work and reduce energy consumption. How much energy they use? If they are using government oriented electrical conducts, they will reduce that into renewable energy source, solar panels. So these are the points they include here. So this is the environmental policy. They are doing IT services and consulting. They consume significant energy. What are the energies they consume? Electricity, water consume. They also consume lands. They are responsible for customer, supplier and other stakeholders for the environmental policy. Yes. So these are the policies they have disclosed. Their organization follows what code? ISO 14001. Can you recollect this? Where I have said ISO 14001? In module 1. Can you recollect? Tech Mahindra follows ISO 14001 standards. Whatever they have set in the standards, they have to follow. That is environmental management system.